the previous year and the sort. And so they came out with a resolution of organizing zone meets twice a year, or actually twice before the main national championship that will be in Gulu. You remember athletics happens in the ball games too. So these zone meets, competitions that are held by the zones, which means we have to see schools converging in these zones, then they compete. Say that we have talent identification, we have development, and also assessment. So, as the association, as the committee, they took a decision to support these zones, which have incorporated these zone meets in their calendar. Remember, these zones submit the calendar for the year to the association. So we know that maybe Mkono zone, 14th March, they are going to have this program. So zones that have incorporated the zone meets in their calendars have been supported with 1 million, which will be deposited on their various accounts, particularly for these zone meets. It's not enough, he said, but it's something you can work with. I think it's good for the beginning.
Yeah, looking at the new rules and regulations under USSA, some people were like, they have kind of affected athletics somewhere, whereby if you are under 20, you play for under 20. If you are not in that age bracket, if you are under 16, you play for under 16. How do you think that was an impact to athletics based on what people have been saying? And what has been addressed on that in today's meeting?
I think it's not just about athletics, because if we say under 16, you're not playing with the seniors, because the statement was clear. Juniors will not play with the seniors. According to the Sports Act, a junior is, I think, below 18. But then when it comes to secondary school sports, they've tried to adjust that because they have underage category competition in terms of under 15, under 16. So they're saying under 16s will not play in the under 20 category. That means it is over 16 up to under 20 that participate in the main championships. But then he noted it that it would be a disservice in terms of this is a consideration for physical sport or contact sport like football, rugby.
Exactly.
Yeah, but now look at mind games. Because you can look at home, you can play with a 10-year-old,
Like
and
in chess.
chess, they can challenge you.
Exactly.
And also the younger players often better in some sports. So he said we need to look at that, but also you need to take a consideration when you come to football. You usually find that these young ones are participating better than the old ones. But it was also wise of him. He said you can consider that most athletes that you take back to P7, you're giving them an age of 13. Yet in real sense, they are 25. So which means it's not the young athletes performing, it's the athletes that you have tagged with
That young age.
Yes. So it means it is curbing down the vice of age cheating in a way. If you take your boys, girls to P7 to receive these exams, which we are trying to curb down, and it means you'll give them like 16 years so that they can help you come when they inform one. Because if you take them and you give them 11 years, have you seen a player who is 11 years and you look at them and you say, am I older or younger?
We have seen such issues. We ever had that. I think we were in Sorot. That was, I think, 2024.
Yeah, when Minister spotted out.
Exactly, was a basketball player from Budo SS.
Yeah.
The minister looked at the boy. The boy claimed to be 14. And he brought him out. He asked him, are you really 14? The boy said, I'm 14. But looking at his physical appearance, that wasn't it. So I think that's what you are bringing out.
Yeah, I think the cliche 9 out of 10 times it's going to be very useful in terms of getting. We're trying to manage the age, manage the vice of athletes, chopping the edges, the schools, the gamesters involved in this. But I think having this age limit is a double-edged sword, because you look at it can limit a genuinely 11-year-old player from participating in the big championship, or genuinely 13-year-old player, because 11 I think is too young somehow.
But international championship we have from 13, 14.
Yeah, that is at the under 15 CAF schools. So I think it's very much important. This rule, it will, of course, as I've said, it's a double-edged sword. You
Yeah.
will have some being denied the opportunity to represent their schools
Exactly.
when they are 14 at the big stage, but then they can participate in the under 14, in the under 14 competitions, of which are for under 15 CAF
Yeah.
schools, which means it is a win-win maybe in any way you look at it.
All right. Then looking back in the meeting, very many things were discussed. That can't be the only thing that was discussed. Looking at all the 19 zones that attended today's meeting, their chairpersons, what are other few points that were directed to these zonal chairpersons?
Yeah, maybe some key development from the NBA, that is actually from the Basketball Association,
Yes.
the FUBA
FUBA
for,
for Uganda.
yeah, for Uganda.
Yeah.
There's a development from the NBA that they want to make a league, a junior league for under 15s that will incorporate 30 school teams for girls and 30 for boys. But this is something that is planned to take at least for the next 4 years.
Oh, I thought it was like this year.
Yes, it's supposed to start
Okay.
this year, and the president said since it's very difficult now to identify like which school participate in this in basketball, because you might think of a school because it has a basketball court or what,
Yeah.
yet it doesn't participate at the national championships.
Exactly.
Yeah, so they're trying to say we're going to wait come July at the ball games too. We shall have these schools compete, and then we shall know. The usual suspects may be Budo, Chitende. Now we have this school from Nyakasura. I've seen it
Yeah.
there. Nabisunsa,
Jovok.
yeah, Jovok, Chiburi,
Actually, Jovok,
yeah,
they had
Jovok,
some league that had
Jovok
just
Open.
ended.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was taking place in the past week, I think. So this is something that is developing the junior basketball league for under 15s, and the president welcomed it because he referred to it as one opportunity which is very similar to the under 15 championship, the under 15 CAF schools. So
Yes.
this is also a very nice development, and also a lady from the name has skipped my mind, but she presented it well to this zone chairperson, saying they prefer schools participating not just within Kampala but beyond Kampala. Let's have a school from Kanungu, let's have a school from Sebei doing this, and also encouraged partnerships between secondary schools, because you remember under 15 means we shall have like a 13-year-old that is maybe
Yeah.
a form one.
Exactly.
But if you partner with a primary school,
Exactly. Because if you look at under 15, most of the students actually join secondary when they are 14 years. So it will be a burden to secondary schools,
yeah,
highlighting
to
on,
have a full
yeah, only
team.
looking at Form 1 and Form 2 for a full team, leaving alone the other four classes. It will be a bit hard for them.
Yeah, I
And
think it is also well thought, because you
yeah,
look at even getting a team for the under 15s in football,
exactly.
girls especially, is very difficult. The boys been a little bit easy, but we know they have tried to maybe forge a bit. But
Yeah.
when you look at basketball now, remember it is height, and you can get more kids when you partner with
Yeah.
neighboring primary schools. That was one of the ideas she
Yeah,
dished
you have
out.
actually talked about the partnership of secondary schools and primary schools, and it has reminded me of something. That idea hasn't just come on board right now. I remember last year it came out at the National Council of Sports, whereby they wanted the secondary schools to emerge with the primary schools for the international games. And it has brought me some highlight in my mind due to things we are currently fighting as the association, more so age cheating. If we follow up a child right from primary, there is no way they can get this mercenary, right, who is already big, and they take back him to primary to do, let's say, PLE in order to change age, such stuff. So
But if
it
you see
can be a good
the mercenaries,
achievement.
the lady mentioned actually about, I'll get the name right because it seems weird to keep. I think it didn't get it right. But you look at the mercenaries you're talking about, we've had schools bringing in people from Congo. So it's
Kong,
yeah, it's quite
maybe.
difficult to fight.
Yeah, it can be quite difficult to fight, but as the association, we also got further coordination from countries, neighboring countries. Look at Fiasa. You cannot bring in someone who is from Kenya, yet we have KSSA. Just that you are right, you said Congo. Congo, it can be kind of difficult to trace. Yes, I think we can have a quick break to end this first segment, and we are going to continue with more things we had this week.
Yeah, let's
Thank you.
return.
Ready to dive into the world of school sports? From epic wins to game-changing plays, we've got it all. Catch the School Sports Podcast, telling tales, inspiring dreams, and promoting champions. Streaming every Friday. Don't miss out on USSSA TV. Ready to dive into the world of school sports? From epic wins to game-changing plays, we've got it all. Catch the School Sports Podcast, telling tales, inspiring dreams, and promoting champions. Streaming every Friday. Don't miss out on USSSA TV. Ready to dive into the world of school sports? From epic wins to game-changing plays, we've got it all. Catch the School Sports Podcast, telling tales, inspiring dreams, and promoting champions. Streaming every Friday. Don't miss out on USSSA TV. Ready to dive into the world of school sports? From epic wins to game-changing plays, we've got it all. Catch the School Sports Podcast, telling tales, inspiring dreams, and promotions. Streaming every Friday. Don't miss out on USSSA TV. Ready to dive into the world of school sports? From epic wins to game-changing plays, we've got it all. Catch the School Sports Podcast, telling tales, inspiring dreams, and promoting champions. Streaming every Friday. Don't miss out.
Yes, we are back, and basically we're going to look at the inspections that took place ahead of the ball games too. Yes, we had the team from the Ministry of Education and Sports alongside Uganda Secondary School Sports Association that happened to go to Gulu to inspect those schools. What are the key standouts from the inspections that were made?
Yeah, we had a team led by Commissioner, Assistant Commissioner, Physical Education and Sports,
Yes.
Sami Odong, and they spent 2 days in Gulu and I think a day and a half probably in Lira City. The national ball games too will take place in Gulu City this year, hosted by Sacred Heart SS Gulu, co-hosted by it is I think Gulu High School. Yeah, Gulu High School. And they were very welcoming, as we've seen. And also the producer will be showing us a lot
the
of footage.
Let's say from the head teachers.
Yeah, from the head teachers and all that. And I think it's very important to have these inspections. We've seen already when the team went there, we've seen footage from there, and the pitches were in proper shape. Although I've seen complaints that when we speak about them here, they look okay, but when you reach on ground, they are not fine. But for this time, I think can be very sure. They've been trying to maintain them and improve also the pitches that have been around. Yeah, so it's not the first time also they host such a massive competition. Remember, ball games is the biggest
big
championship.
competition,
Yeah, as ISF has the gymnasiad, which entertains about 7,000 athletes. This is one of them championships that is very huge, not just in the country, but also I think in the region, because 25 sports disciplines coming up, 22 sports disciplines in this year's edition. You can look at it and it's something very big. Then also in Lira City, where the championship starts on 10th May to 20th May. That's after the ball games one is concluded, and
That would be the football boys.
yeah, Lira City. They looked at that is footage from Gulu, and
Yeah.
that is the sister head teacher for Sacred Heart SS Gulu. This team actually comprised of the director, competitions, producer. You can keep showing us more footage
More
from
footage as we
Gulu as we speak about it. But
analyze, yeah.
their sister for the head teacher, I think she's Sister Helen from the head teacher for Gulu with Sami Odong there, and then in yellow, director Emma Kasacha, competitions director, and also the legal Martin, who is handling all these transfers and everything. So when they say that this host meets the required standards, you cannot have any benefit of doubt on that.
Somewhere on the USSA social media platforms, I saw someone complaining or raising some comment that the facilities normally they are good, but you find
That's his shot. That's not my idea. Uh-huh.
so how can you address this person, like telling him according to what happened in the inspections? People are like, facilities they can be good, but the accommodation, the other part of food, meals, at times things change.
But no, I think we've had a number of times where we've gotten to, we've had, we know these championships, schools come in and they do cost sharing. And also, there's a culture, there are schools that we know that are top on it in terms of feeding.
Exactly.
Where
like
you go,
last year we had Bukedia,
yeah, Bukedia.
which was top.
I think you look at the national championship hosts as a school, they have that feeding culture. We know
Exactly.
maybe posho beans, rice, meat. They
Even
provide
look-
that during championships, which I think is no excuse.
Even
Because
looking at the region itself, you cannot go, let's say, in Imbarara and you don't expect meat, milk. It's like the culture there and it's the common food available.
yeah, and
get.
no, but even if you're in Bara, I remember 2023. Do you have milk
Imbarara, we
in?
had a lot of milk every day at Tintare.
Sure.
Yeah, 2023.
I didn't
ball
test it.
games one.
Maybe you used to leave me behind and then you go for your milk.
Maybe for the part of the secretary, but for the students' menu,
But I was with
every
you. We're
day.
moving together for all that time.
You know, I'm more of an adventurous person. I
My
tour each and
goodness.
every place.
I think that is Gulu City. Producer, give us more of that footage, please. That's Ntari. Ntari, yeah. Moses is
He was-
singing high praises for Ntari, but I didn't see any of that.
Aye, the producer still has that content for 2023, or it is from the
Yeah, I think
inspections
he
we
was
had
also
this
there.
year.
Jovo,
Was it
Kumbara
this year or
High.
last year? They had some inspections at Intare. I think it's
Yeah,
a standby
in
post in case
December there.
of something. Yeah.
Yeah, there are standby hosts, I think, for the ball games one. That was during the inspections, I think, last time out. But now, when you look at Lira, Lira Town College, and also Gulu Sacred Heart, it's going to be a massive time this year. You just look at the momentum that we had for the elite games that just got done in Deje, and then look at what you can expect from Lira when the big championship comes.
Yeah.
Under 20. That's a blockbuster championship I think this year we're going to have, because you look at, if we had such a huge number of people following the games in
elite games.
yes, in elite games, then what could it be like when it comes to the national boys football
and the
championship?
ball
Yes.
games one.
And also you look at the standards that have been rising across these years, 2024 in Masaka, 2025 in Ngora, and now 2026 in Lira. The bar must be very high, because the standards,
Actually,
the pitches, the
One of
officiation
the
must
things
be
that
spot
make
on.
the vibe very high for football, it's, I think, one of the sports, I think football and netball, whereby almost each and every school got that sport, and it's played at all levels of the tournaments as far as Uganda secondary school is concerned. Look at, in some villages, they start from the post plays, they go to the district, they go to the regionals, up to nationals. So all of those people all over the country, they are eagerly waiting to see who were knocked down, let's say in post plays, who are those people who advanced to the district. Even those who were knocked down on the district, they want to see who were those who went to the regionals. Even those who are knocked out on the regionals, they want to see their competitors right from the regionals at the nationals. How are they faring? They want to see them meeting these other schools that got names in football to see how they challenge. They will be challenged compared to how they challenge them.
Yeah, I think when you look at the competition this year, from Masaka 2024, we had Blessed Sacrament Chimanya, people's team. They were all over the moon about it. They were singing high praises because
Actually,
of the
it's one
brand of
of the
football.
games that we have ever hosted, and it had a very big crowd from the community
Yep. No, I think I think probably because of
in
the
Masaka.
love the people from Masaka were showing to this particular school. But when you look at even these other teams, when we went to Ngora, we had the community supporting Ngora.
Yeah.
And now I'm speaking in terms of they got a mentor SS challenging. We've got
Exactly.
Uganda Matters, we've got Stahiza who had stellar
And
championships
also
at the elite
seeing
games.
schools like Menta coming in, obviously they're attracting a bigger audience, let's say from the northern where Meta comes from.
Yeah.
So they're also eager to see how are people going in there to
And
challenge those
Menta
people.
is home, by the way. Menta is home.
Actually,
It's
yeah.
from Lira. So expect they already got the news absolutely that they actually came from. They know what to expect from them boys. What they did at the nationals in terms of.
I can really see one of the reasons as to why during the elite games, Meta showed up very well, and even during the preparations of the elite games, in one of the interviews, they shows that the director of marketing and communications from USSA.
Let's take a very quick break and
Yes.
then return here.
All right, let's have a quick break. We're going to
Ready to dive into the world of school sports? From epic wins to game-changing plays, we've got it all. Catch the School Sports Podcast, telling tales, inspiring dreams, and promoting champions. Streaming every Friday. Don't miss out on USSSA TV. Ready to dive into the world of school sports? From epic wins to game-changing plays, we've got it all. Catch the School Sports Podcast, telling tales, inspiring dreams, and promoting champions. Streaming every Friday. Don't miss out on USSSA TV. Ready to dive into the world of school sports? From epic wins to game-changing plays, we've got it all. Catch the School Sports Podcast, telling tales, inspiring dreams, and promoting champions. Streaming every Friday. Don't miss out on USSSA TV. Ready to dive into the world of school sports? From epic wins to game-changing plays, we've got it all. Catch the School Sports Podcast, telling tales, inspiring dreams, and promoting champions. Streaming every Friday. Don't miss out on USSSA TV. Ready to dive into the world of school sports? From epic wins to game-changing plays, we've got it all. Catch the School Sports Podcast, telling tales, inspiring dreams, and promoting champions. Streaming every Friday. Don't miss out on USSSA TV.
Yes, continuing with today's episode, we were discussing about the inspections, and on that we were on the events that were going on in Gulu, and we were looking at the talents that are coming up from Gulu. We were still looking at Mentor SS. As we went for a quick break, we were really looking at Gulu, whereby we have seen Mentor SS from Gulu coming up and challenging schools from other regions and other districts. So I was addressing this in such a way. I was looking at Mentor SS. Actually, in one of the shows that the director of marketing and communications from Uganda Secondary Schools Associations had at BBS Telefania, he happened to make a statement that Mentor SS is actually the school that first cleared each and everything as far as participating in elite games is concerned. Let's say the participation fees, clearing the students, registering them, those things. It can really show the fire that Mentor SS, as one of the people who are in the host district, are having come this year's National Football Boys. Yes, would you have something more about that?
Yeah, I think we shouldn't dwell a lot on the host's mental. I think we're piling a lot of pressure on
Yeah.
them maybe to perform exceptional, welcome the national championships. But I think one challenge they might face probably is on the athletes. I'm not so sure
Yeah.
about whether they are under 16, rather over
Oh,
16, between
yeah.
16 and 20. You could find at the elite games they played with maybe Form 1s and 2s and they were exceptionally good.
At elite games, the association happened to close an eye for
No,
that.
no, no, not closing an eye. The rules were put out. They were released during the elite games. So the
Oh,
championship had already started. Because remember, these are not rules for USSA. Because
Yeah.
if they were, then would have just maybe drafted them, come through, look through them, and then release them. But the association is working on behalf of the ministry. So under PACE. So these rules were reviewed, and then the the association had an input, and then when the rules came out, they confirmed, because this was not planned from this year, it was from last year, but the rules were not passed, and it is also in accordance with the Sports Act. So now I won't put so much pressure on Mentor coming into this championship, but it promises a lot of
Yeah, exactly.
competition, and also any other hosts. I think for the ball games one, Seroma Christian High School, we talked to Fondo the other time, and he said he feels a lot of privilege and also pressure that he needs to perform and retain the trophy back home. So yeah, all the hosts this year, even Gulu, Sacred Heart, Gulu High School, they'll all look to get these trophies, retain them at home. But one thing we can't underlook is the quality of the game that is going to be played this year, the competition, and also now the inspections have been done, the preparations have been done. So we expect stiff competition right from the district, because
And it's already going on.
yeah, we've actually the association has emphasized these teams to have all the players registered. Let no team play without having players on the portal, which means
Yeah.
every team knows the players of the opponent in terms of eligibility. From an eligibility standpoint, you know, Moses is qualified, he's 17, he qualifies to play at this stage. In previous years, we had teams which come strong at the district and the zone. Come nationals, these players do not qualify to play at the
Yeah, and
nationals.
the schools
Yes,
end up playing not good.
and it makes them weak. They think maybe they're cheating at that stage, but it makes them weak. So
Yeah.
I think it's good. It promises a lot of action.
We still have something to talk about the inspections, or basically that's what we have. And for more about the inspections and what you feel we have not gone deeper into it, our social media platforms, everything is available there. You just search USA online. We had everything posted there. Yes, looking at Buganda Cup, what do you have from that side?
Yeah, current on the news is that Semeris Chitende have played out a draw with Stahiza Football, and they're into straight penalties. Stahiza's goal was scored by Bashir Kawagambe, and Nabil Kajumba scored for Chitende. This is the St. Mary's Chitende we're talking about, and they've played a draw full time. I think they've spent some time without performing well in this championship, by the way, Chitende. But when we look at Buganda as a competition, started, think probably on 9th, and comes to a close this Sunday, 14th, 15th. And it started with draws, player registration, all that. They've, of course, partnered with USSSA in this, in terms of the rules they are using. The
Officials?
no officials, you can't partner, but I mean, they're just common faces, and also the schools, they're the same. This year's championship has been very nice, because I think nice is not a sporting word, but it's
Yeah.
been a successful one in terms of they are trying to follow up and bridge the gap with the national competitions that are organized by our body or the school sports body. Because you look at the officials, these are capacity building officials from the Uganda Secondary School Sports
Yes.
Association. I've seen Waswa, the likes of Waswa and all
Yeah.
that, very
Happened
experienced,
to so much.
and yeah, which means it is a lot of improvement from the previous competitions, and also looking at the playing fields. I think it was one that was noted down by the president that they let him down in terms of quality yesterday
On the
when
playgrounds,
the playground was bare. It was just a bare ground without green. So it was
is that at the host Kawanda SS or
no, no,
some
no.
other
I'm
place?
not so sure about
Since
the field, but I think I also had a look at it last year. I can't remember exactly the field, but uh, now that comes to facilities, of course. Not uh, maybe we are still lacking as a country in terms of
yeah,
these facilities, but
and they are really hard to maintain. You find that schools have those facilities. When they try planting grass, even the school students themselves, they want to use them, let's say after classes,
yeah, but
during lunch, those
they should,
free. Yeah, as far
because
as developing talents and talent identification is concerned. And remember, football pitches are limited in the entire country.
yeah, sure.
So there is no way you can say that let's only use the holidays to plant that grass. It can't be ready.
Yeah, you
Can't.
can't of course use holidays, but this is I think a deliberate effort.
Yeah.
We've had that word used quite a lot in sports, but I think it should be upon the host. Kawanda has hosted I think now 3 4 editions in a
Yeah.
row, which
And not
means
only Buganda Cup, even the Umeya Games,
yeah,
Kawan has
but
been
now
host.
for May actually it is moving on. They've spent 3 years without hosting. Also, they are not hosting this year. But for Uganda, it was at the same school last year, which means they should have known the quality has gone down in terms.
Yeah.
I think that particular pitch, we shouldn't shed the whole competition over that particular one. It was just a cliche maybe, but uh, overall, the championship is going on smoothly because we've had a lot of teams register. Remember, it also includes primary schools. It has netball, it has football, it's having basketball, football boys, a lot of football, a lot of games are being played there, and which I think is very good for Buganda
Yes.
schools to be preparing for the for the actually zonal competitions, and then from there they can have a clear run at the titles at the
That's true.
nationals. Yeah.
Wherever we have such competitions that are not directly inside USSA, that we also have for Buganda incorporating secondary schools, the various schools that are incorporated under Uganda Secondary Schools Sports Association. How does USA come in to support these other stakeholders also coming in with those games?
Yeah, I think USSSA
Yeah.
has developed that I think reputation in organizing very successful
Yeah.
championships, and wherever you move, I think this logo is very much
Exactly.
in the faces of the people, and also I think makes the competition credible in such a way, because when you're not dealing with the school sports body, who are you dealing with? So
Yeah.
this
It really
competition,
can't even happen. There is
yep.
no way you can.
No, it can happen. You can do your championship without involving them, but I
Here,
mean,
when you are dealing with secondary schools and you leave USSA aside, the licensed body in Uganda for anything concerning secondary school sports, I think it's kind of difficult.
no, you can do it. You can organize the Mwanguzi Moses Secondary Schools basketball championship. Don't involve, but I
But
think
of course, they will
it
get you
takes
for
away.
copyright
No. It takes
in
away some
sports.
steam from the
Oh,
games. I mean, if you organize a championship without a body that has the experience, has the manpower, the resources to organize these
yeah.
championships, because that's why you see, like this year, we have a number of sports disciplines coming on board, demonstration, and also coming into play. We had Mind Games 2024.
Yeah.
Now they are a farm sport in the game. Then you look at other sports disciplines when they
That are
want to,
coming in
yeah,
this year.
pickleball,
Coco.
coco, all those disciplines. When you want to move, because You look at the other day we had Mauro from Belgium. He spent about I think 3 weeks in Sebei, and then he said wherever he moved, he
Yeah.
just said he came from the association offices. He knows Mr. Chris Mugisha, the CEO, and
Yeah.
the people are very easy on him, very cooperative, which I think it's very important to involve the national organizing body because of the credibility, and also it becomes easier for you by the way to market because who doesn't know who doesn't know.
Yes, Uganda Secondary School Sports Association is really known everywhere. And the branding, more so, I like the way they incorporated themselves on this yellow and this badge here. Wherever you go, there's no way you can't find this attire. Everywhere you go, if it's school sports, you find. But not only that, the name itself speaks for itself.
And final news. Chitende is out. Chitende
The
is
Buganda
out
Cup,
of yes. Chitende is out of the Buganda Cup. Live
what
coming
level was
from
that?
ground.
Was it
Quarterfinals.
quarterfinals, whereby they met
Quarterfinals.
Stahiza?
Yeah, they missed the second penalty, and then Staiza was perfect from the spots, and yeah, Semis 10 days out. Staiza matches on. Also in the other game, Maryland is out. Highway SS Chiganda qualifies for the semis. Full-time Rines has beaten Gaddafi 3-0. That was goals by Justin Airango, Angel Inembabazi, Jovia Nachiria. That is the latest coming in from Buganda School Sports competitions taking place. They come to close this Sunday. That's been it with Moses on the other edge of the seat for today's School Sports Podcast. Let's meet next Friday on the School Sports Podcast.
Ready to dive into the world of school sports? From epic wins to game-changing plays,